We interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
It is. It's time. It's the ThinkSoJoE Show. We are live. Our volume doesn't seem to be very loud, but we are live.
Let's
turn that up a little, huh? Oh no, that wasn't what I was looking for anyway. Oh no, our volume's fine. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Anyway,
wow, I can hear myself.
Hi, John.
So
How you
much
doing?
better. These headphones.
John we got new headphones. We got.
Wow.
I was. So like we might be announcing a new singer this weekend. But the problem was when they came to practice with us and audition, they couldn't hear themselves.
No.
Sorry, I'm kind of wrapped around some stuff here. Anyway, there we go. Okay. And she and so it was like, all right, let me get some headphones.
Yeah.
Like so I'm like, all right, I'll just bring my headphones from the studio.
Yeah.
And I was like, but if I do that, what if I forget them at the place, and then I got to go back to the place and get the stuff and come back, and but I'm like, you know what? We're due for a headphone upgrade. You're using these $20 fucking Sony piece of crap headphones that I bought at LaGuardia for $40, and I'm using these ancient fucking Pioneer. I think they're Pioneer. I don't know. I could be wrong. These ancient fucking headphones I've had forever that are like super glued together, like. Because they were in shambles, no pun intended. We saw shambles the other fuck shambles. We saw them the other day.
They were. I didn't know Ryan could sing like that. Oh my god, I was so blown away. But still, fuck shambles.
Dude, I got home and I went to
Ryan.
I got home. I went to go in the booth, and in my head just starts going like, I'm dead in the water on the... I'm like, fuck. So I text Ryan. I'm like, God damn it, dude. Every fucking time I see you guys, I get Blue Line stuck in my head.
There's a song called You're a Piece of Shit stuck in my head.
Yeah, that's a good one. Actually, that's the same song. That's Blue Line. That's the one we played last week on the podcast.
Yeah, okay. So they did that live.
Yeah, I literally,
really good.
I texted Ryan when I got home, and I'm just like, dude, every fucking time I see you guys, this song gets stuck in my head. Every single time for like a week. And then it goes away, and then Shambles is like, hey, we're playing the show. Like, all right, going to see Shambles again.
We gotta get on a bill with these guys.
Never gonna get that song out of my head.
Oh, you gotta play with them.
I guess. I mean, I gotta announce the show. I forgot to do it. I forgot to do it when I got home last night because I had other shit going on.
We got a show coming up.
We do, and I will officially announce it right now, and then later tonight I'll put up the event page.
All right.
All right, so November 12th, that's a Saturday night. It is the ThinkSoJoE birthday show.
At the Tudor Lounge.
Featuring the Clockers, the Living Brain Dead, and Smitten for Trash at the Tudor Lounge. That is going to be a killer show. You think I should add another band?
I think you should.
I think we're kind of...
I think you should.
Because, like, the Clockers and I were kind of discussing, like, should there be a fourth band? And I'm thinking, like, if we open doors at 7, right? So you have a band at 8, a band at 9, and a band at 10. You're done at 11.
Yeah.
But it's a Saturday night in Buffalo, and it's a party. It's my birthday.
Your birthday.
Well, the next day is my birthday. But I think we need to be at Tudor Lounge till at least midnight. I think I should reach out and see if we can get one more band. Now, I've already asked some friends of yours. They are unavailable. So I'm going to ask some friends of mine and see what we can do. I think we're going to... I think maybe that's an idea. Maybe we add one more.
They got a show that night?
I don't know what they got going on, but they were not available. I asked. I did. I saw some friends of yours on Monday. So
Yes, you did.
I
High school
absolutely did fucking not forget your birthday, Jasmine.
I didn't forget your birthday.
I fucking, so I texted Jasmine at like 12:30. She's like, it's not my birthday yet. So that's how she's trying to say I forgot her birthday. I literally texted her 12:30 our time, forgetting she's in another time zone. And she's like, it's not my birthday yet. I'm like, it is here.
It is here.
Never mind the fact that I bought you something off your birthday wish list. Come on. Trying to say I forgot your birthday. Steph's birthday on Friday. It's also my grandma's birthday on Friday.
Happy birthday, early birthday stuff.
I did not forget anybody's fucking birthdays. Anyway, he's a great dad. I'm just riling him up, she says. Yeah. She did a good job. I think I was pretty angry about that. Yeah, she had like a wish list from Amazon. And I'm like, what do I want to get her off this? And I'm just like looking. I'm like, these are the best. These are the most Jasmine thing on this list. And I ordered them. And I was like, shit, I don't know Jasmine's address. So I went and I looked in like some of our order history because she's ordered some of our stuff. So I'm like,
yeah,
all right, this might be the right address. It might not be. So I text Karina. I'm like, Karina, what's Jasmine's address? Is this the right address? She's like, well, I don't know. I got to get cookies from her for her. I got to send her some cookies. So I'll get the address and I'll let you know. So she texted me the next day. She's like, this is Jasmine's address. I'm like, okay, cool. That's the one I had. I just wanted to make sure that they weren't just showing up at like, you know, her boyfriend's parents' house or some shit, you know, like, like I wanted to make sure she was getting them directly. So they're the most bitchin' makeup brushes.
Phil Collins is scaring the fuck out of me right now.
Phil Collins is behind. You could, I'll tell you what. Why don't you put him behind the next record behind it?
Yeah, he's like stirring the hole.
And then we could just have, instead of Phil
Good
Collins,
album, by the way, good album.
Instead of Phil Collins, we could just have Elton John staring at us the whole time. I didn't even order this Elton John record. He's put it behind the Eminem record. He's like, he's facing away from us at least. I didn't even order that Elton John record. The dude just sent it with the Phil Collins record. So I got to like shoot him a message like, dude, did you mean to send me this Elton John record? Because like I have Elton John's Diamond album, which is all his greatest hits. So I probably have all these already. I haven't even looked at it. I just like, because like, here's what happened. Like, I got everything set up for the podcast. I was ready to go, and I was like, oh, Windows has an update, and it's got all these cool new features that are actually fucking useful. So I'm like, ooh, I'm going to do that. I got plenty of time. And so I hit update. I went and took a shower. I got all ready. I moved everything, you know, arranged everything for the room for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I get back in. I can't turn my computer on. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is not only the podcast, this is my work computer. I need this shit. So I have to move, and it defaults to the monitor in the booth is my default monitor. So I have to literally move everything back to where it was so I could get into the booth and see what's going on. And it's like, Windows did not start properly. Do you want to turn your computer off, or do you want to try recovery options? I'm like, fuck, recovery options, of course. And then every single option it gave me, it's like, can't do it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I finally got to a point where I'm just like, you know, one of the options is reset this PC. I'm like, fuck it, do it. And it's like, can't do it. What the fuck? And then I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is wrong? And it just dawned on me, like, I have 2 hard drives in here. It might be trying to boot off the wrong one. Sure enough, that's what the fucking problem was. I switched the hard drives, I hit reboot, and it's like, updating. Like, perfect. And I got everything updated and ready to go, and I'm like, now it's time to fucking listen to Phil Collins. And I put the fucking Phil Collins record on, and my right speaker is cutting out. Left speaker, actually. And I'm just like, what the fuck? God damn it. So I had to like, I'm unscrewing I'm like tightening the fucking knobs on the back of the fucking speakers. Like, finally got that working. So restarted the fucking record because the first song on it is In the Air Tonight. And
I missed the beginning drum beat.
And as soon as I put it on, you're texting me. I'm here, like, okay. But you know, yeah. That's the main reason I bought that record, was for that song. Like, I wish Phil Collins would put his greatest hits out on vinyl.
If you're a drummer or not a drummer, if you can't play that song, you should not play drums anymore.
Which is funny because it's just a drum machine.
He was a pretty good drummer.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. I mean, which means like him programming that drum machine is pretty badass.
Oh yeah.
You know, but yeah. I was watching a video yesterday from Professor of Rock, and he was talking about the song I Can't Go For That by Hall & Oates. We were talking about Hall & Oates a lot last week.
Yeah.
I Can't Go For That by Hall & Oates, and how Michael Jackson basically copied the fucking song to write Billie Jean. Same drum machine and everything. Like, I never even fucking noticed it until he played them like back to back. I'm like, yo, I hear that. Official ThinkSoJoE merch available. Merch.thinksojoe.com. We got a sale this weekend, if you can believe that.
Yes, we got a Wayne's World personal one made.
We got the well.
Is that on?
Those are available for sale in our merch store.
Awesome.
Our friend Gus from the bands At the Helm and Murder just bought one over the weekend after he saw me wearing it at the
Nice.
Authority Zero show the other night.
Get your Ask John t-shirts.
Ask John t-shirts.
I still got to get mine.
Yeah, you do. You showed up today wearing the ThinkSoJoE Wayne's World t-shirt.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you,
work.
I was going to text you and be like, yo, if you want to wear that, I'm not wearing it because I'm wearing my my ThinkSoJoE show.
I got my Guns N' Roses.
I'm wearing my Super ThinkSoJoE show t-shirt. So.
I didn't know if you're going to wear that shirt, so I was like,
No,
I'll just bring another shirt.
And I thought about texting you to tell you I wasn't going to wear it, so. But yeah, like, that probably would have worked. Steph likes the hat. Which hat?
Which hat? There's two hats.
There's two hats.
I'm sure she's talking about the Sabres.
The new one that I just got yesterday. I sent her a picture as soon as I think I sent her a picture. Did I send you a picture? I thought I took a picture. I don't know. It was late. It wasn't late, but it was like I was trying to get to work.
You couldn't get a seat in 118. I was really shocked.
Dude, the fucking section's empty, but I couldn't get a fucking seat there. John never wears a hat, so she likes the hat on you.
Oh, thank you.
It's not that she specifically likes the hat. It's that she likes you wearing a hat.
Oh, thank you.
She thinks the hat looks good on you. So, apparently Karina thought of me at the smoke shop. I got to see what this is. I don't usually like to look at my phone while I'm on the air, but Karina sent me something. Thought of you at the smoke shop, and it is Super Glueberry Bart Simpson Springfield Farms fucking vape. That's what she said. Hey, Sam's
Sam.
here. Random guy in the back. So yeah, like so Thursday we auditioned some people for Living Brain Dead.
Yes. I mean, I auditioned apparently right after those two did their audition. So
Didn't record your actually no, I do have your fucking audition recorded.
You do? Holy
I just never fucking saved it as like its own file. Yeah, no, I got
Nice.
Well, so technically we both auditioned because I sang the verses and you sang the choruses.
Yeah.
So because one of our auditioners wanted to hear you sing
And kind of really hurt me.
after hearing that you sang at Burtfest. They wanted to hear you sing, so I couldn't hear shit either. Like, I couldn't hear my vocals when I was singing either. So we've actually, our buddy Jay's coming by tomorrow to set up all our shit for us, reset all our shit, because we're in a different room, different people, different gear. Like, yeah, let's fucking reset everything and just start from scratch.
Yeah, because
Karina's watching from work. I got your post about your text about the Bart Simpson vape there. But yeah, so we auditioned some people. We basically made a decision. I think basically the idea is we want to bring them back and just make sure we're all on the same page and that they're going to be able to pick it up and get everything going. If John is short for Jonathan, is Axel short for Axelonathan?
I like it. I like it. Holy shit, I like it.
Apparently
the
the cartridge has a donut on it that Karina sent me the picture of with the Simpsons vape thing there. See if I can drag this in here.
Oh shit.
Might be able to. Let's see. I've dragged it, would automatically add it as a source. No, I don't want to do all that.
That's cool.
That sounds like too much fucking processing.
It
Anyway,
looks cool.
it does look cool. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, so we did that. Then Friday, we went and saw Shambles. We saw Shambles on Friday.
Fuck Shambles.
Fuck Shambles. So I got there like right before the second band. You got there right after the second band started.
Oh yeah, I had to park 2 blocks away.
I
so I couldn't
Ubered.
find a
I
spot.
Ubered. I didn't have to worry about it. I just walk in. I'm like just hoping I got enough like small bills to fucking pay for me and you because there's still a $100 bill in my fucking wallet for some reason. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll be back out to pay for my buddy when he gets here. Like, you know, went in, talked to the dudes from Shambles. Actually, before the fucking show, I'm gonna get this off the screen over here because we got ourselves on 2 screens
Yeah.
and that one was a little behind. Anyway, before the show, I spent a little bit of time in urgent care.
Oh yeah, your tattoo.
My tattoo got infected. Which is my fault. Like, I've never had a tattoo get infected before. It was absolutely my fault. Like, I accidentally pulled a scab off while I was cleaning it, and it got infected, and so I had to go to urgent care. My logic was, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I need to do something about this before it starts to look like Heroin Bob's hand in SLC Punk after he punches the mirror.
Yeah.
And I said that to Nick Lucido first, because he was supposed to come do some stuff with us, and we had to like cancel with him because you had some personal things to attend to, family things, and I was like, good, I'm glad we're canceling this because I'm gonna go to fucking urgent care and get this looked at. I made the joke to him, and I made the joke as I was checking in at urgent care, and one of the girls goes, "Hey, I saw that movie." Like, you did? Okay, cool. I thought it was just an obscure fucking reference that only like my, punk friends would understand. But no, she's like, I saw that. Like, okay, cool. So the lady grabs my arm. Any fever? No. Vomiting? No. Nausea? No. Chills? No. I'm putting you on antibiotics. Okay. So since last Friday, I've been on antibiotics, 4 pills a day. It's cleared up now. It looks good. It looks great. I'm back to, like, I was putting A&D ointment on it, so nothing would fucking get it in. Nothing. Like, I ain't taking no fucking chances. Now I'm back to lotion. It's good. It's all good. We are good. No fucking problems. The first girl that looked at me, I'm like, yeah, I thought about, just calling my artist to be like, Mark, can you, stopping by my tattoo shop and be like, Mark, is this infected? And she's like, oh, you go to Mark Sinzel? I'm like thinking to myself, like, oh shit, does this happen all the time? Where people come in here with infections from Mark, and then I'm thinking like, wait, I've had like 7 other tattoos from him over 10 years. I've never had a problem. This is literally the first time I've ever gotten a tattoo infected. And she goes, oh no, yeah, I go to, yeah, he does all my tattoos. Like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, it's cleared up now. It doesn't
That's
like,
good.
yeah, you wouldn't know just by looking at it. Like, there's not even like any damage to the tattoo or anything. Like, I'm not even gonna need to get this touched up, which is, obviously something that I was concerned about with having an infection. I think I caught it like, I think I went in and they're just early enough where they're just like, okay, yeah, here's antibiotics, get the fuck out of here. So, and shout out to Rite Aid over here. They fucked up. They only gave me half the fucking pills the first day. I had to go back and get the other half. But, like, they're like, you don't have insurance? I'm like, no. They're like, do you want to pay for it? What the fuck other choice do I have? Yeah, I want to pay for it. They're like, okay. And then the pharmacist goes like, oh, it's going to be like $50. I'm like, that's it? Like, knowing that, one of our fine listeners just paid $85 on insurance for some meds for a family member. Like, $50? Okay. And then, like, when they cash me out, they're like, $13.50. I'm like, yeah, okay. Here's my card. So, I was expecting to spend way more going to urgent care and having to pay for meds. My entire cost was $143.50. I'm like, damn. Like, that's... Steph's still mad about that, she said. Yeah. So I lucked out, I guess, being able to, urgent care was $130 and then the pills were $13.50. Like, yeah, okay. But then we met up at the Shambles show. Mm-hmm. We saw this band, I don't Market Research. We've played them on the podcast before, actually.
I liked them.
I liked them too, but I was looking at this dude's guitar or whatever the fuck instrument it was. Because I didn't even realize it wasn't a guitar until Ryan said something to me. He's like, yo, I think that's like an electric mandolin or something. Because it's only got 4 strings, but it's not a bass. So we're looking at this. I'm just staring at this guitar. And it's a cool looking guitar until it hits the light. It hits the light and you can see that he used vinyl to do it. But it wasn't like flat up against the fucking guitar. There's all bumps all through it. I'm like, damn, that looks so cool until it hits the fucking light. And I'm just standing with you. I'm like, yo, look at this dude's guitar. Watch when it hits the light. But they were really good. They were really fucking good, Market Research. We've played them on the show before. Probably play them again at some point. But we were, of course, there to support our boys in Shambles. Specifically Ryan, who was in our band. And, of course, I'm also friends with Joey and Ethan.
Nice guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Great guys.
Yeah, Joey's been to a bunch of our shows.
I never noticed.
Yeah. He was at every single show that Ryan was playing with us, including Walmore. He was at Walmore, he was at Good Bar, he was at like almost every show Ryan played with us, if not every single one.
They definitely said they're going to come out and check us.
Yeah. November 12th.
Yeah.
November 12th at Tudor Lounge, Living Brain Dead, Clockers, Smitten for Trash, and possibly one more. We're going to announce those 3 bands tonight. Yes. And I might reach out to somebody else. We might want to, because I kind of want to pad this out to midnight. I think doing a show the day before my birthday, we need to pad it out to midnight.
Midnight.
I think, we need to celebrate at midnight. We need to all still be at Tudor.
We need to sing Joe happy birthday.
Right.
I'll sing Joe happy birthday. If I have to. It
was the guitarist I saw the Working Class Stiffs on Monday, and it was the 2-year anniversary of the guitar player losing his finger. Not your friend John, the other guitar player. He was
Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
Matt lost his finger?
Yeah.
I never noticed.
Dude, he plays so damn good you don't notice. I've noticed it before.
Matt Scrivano? No. I didn't know. I didn't even look at his fingers.
I've noticed it before, but I don't notice it when he's playing, and it is on his fretting hand.
Oh wow!
But yeah, they pointed out it was the 2-year anniversary of him losing his finger, so everybody in the crowd just puts their hands up like that,
One finger.
Just put the one finger like on his left fucking hand. He's missing his fucking index finger.
Wow.
Yeah, you would never know.
Sorry, buddy.
You never know by watching him play. Yeah. But yeah, it was the 2-year anniversary of that, I guess, on Monday. I went and saw it was Working Class Stiffs, On the Cinder, and Authority Zero. And I'm literally there for the locals because they're all my friends. Yeah. So I'm hanging out so Authority Zero's playing. I'm outside with the fucking Working Class Stiffs. Like, I went back in towards the end of the set because it's like, yo, I know one of the songs by these guys. Sure enough, it was the last song they played, that song One More Minute. So I'm like, yo, I'll check out a little of this set. So I went in and I actually sent Karina like 30 seconds of video from that. Like, hey, you know these guys? You familiar with them? Because like ska punk, like.
How were the Stiffs? Ever good?
Of course, always. Sounded great, and of course, it's Mohawk, so it's
Mohawk even better.
Sound is usually great at Mohawk, so they sounded great. On the Cinder sounded great. I walk in. On the Cinder was just starting when I walked in the door.
Oh, really?
And I actually thought the Stiffs were going to go first, but it was On the Cinder and then the Stiffs and Authority Zero. So walk in the door right when On the Cinder starts, and I go walk. I'm like right up front. And I'm wearing my ThinkSoJoe's World T-shirt and ThinkSoJoe show in the Wayne's World style. And Jay just sees me and he goes, we have a ThinkSoJoE shirt on a ThinkSoJoE human and starts talking about how many times they've done the podcast and like, oh, if you guys like wrestling in The Simpsons, you should turn into the ThinkSoJoE show. Like, you guys are opening for a national and wasting time talking about my podcast. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. But I mean, you know, that's an honor, I guess, that you're opening for a national and taking time out of your set to plug my fucking podcast. But
Did you end up doing the music video?
no, no, I didn't feel like going. I don't think I did anything Saturday. I know I didn't go to that. I thought about going to the Goo Goo Dolls and didn't end up going to that either. I think I just stayed home and did nothing. Same with Sunday. Like Sunday I watched football, of course, 49ers. I watched the Bills game. And we ran to the practice spot for a minute.
Clean and
I had the Niners game on while we were there and on the way back on the iPad. And then I got home, watched the rest of the Niners game, and I'm like, fuck! Fucking hate football. Is it hockey season yet?
Bills lost.
Fucking Bills. I was talking to the Uber driver last night.
Sabres won, though.
Sabres won. Sabres won on Sunday night.
They lose last night?
And they won last night.
Awesome.
Which, you know, it's preseason.
Who
so
do they face?
Sunday they beat the Washington Capitals in Washington in overtime. Last night they beat the Philadelphia Flyers, which is my mom's favorite team.
The season?
It was preseason. The season starts in like a week. A week? I think next Thursday season starts. So, you know, at this point it's like, shit, my football team's 1-2. My fucking quarterback gave up a safety by stepping out of the back of the fucking end zone. Yeah, this looks promising. Fuck, give me hockey season. I literally tweeted, I'm like, man, I am so looking forward to hockey season so I can stop worrying about the Niners disappointing me every 7 days and worry about the Sabres doing it every, like, 3 times a week. You know, but yeah, I'm like, it was just like, I always try to go to, like, the prospect games, and I missed those because I was busy all last week. So it's like, all right, got nothing to do on a Tuesday night, preseason game. I spent like $25. I sat on the opposite end of the arena from where I usually sit. At hockey games anyway. I think it was actually, were we in 123 or 122 when we went to AEW? Do you remember?
123.
All right, I was one section over from that. I was in 122. But I was just like, yeah, let me go see the Sabres. Let me go get my hockey fix, you know? Since I didn't get to go to the prospect games at the Harbor Center and all that. So I'm like, all right. So I went to the game. And I was telling you before we came on the air, like, I got this text. And
oh, yeah.
like, as soon as I'm getting
Hi.
out of the Uber, just get this text, hi. I'm like, fuck, again?
Guess who it was?
Yeah, and then it's like, how's Madison doing? I'm just thinking to myself, like, Madison's 18 and has her own fucking phone. Why are you texting me? Text her. So I screenshotted it. I sent it to Madison, and I said, should I just reply with also laughing at you whenever you text either one of us? Madison's like, why'd she ask you how I'm doing instead of texting me? I'm like, did you ever text her back when she texted you a week and a half ago? She's, no. That's probably why. Either that, like, but yeah, it was ridiculous. So I'm literally at the Sabres game just texting my kid the whole time. We start talking about guitars and shit. Because one of her friends wants to start a, quote, shitty punk band.
And we know about shitty punk bands because we're one of them.
And Brian used to always tell people as a term of endearment that he was in a shitty punk band when he was with us.
Yes.
And so, like, when she said, my friend wants to start a shitty punk band, I'm like, you came to the right place.
Yes.
Let's get you a guitar, let's get you an amp, let's get you some effects, let's get you into this punk band.
Little Brinded's the worst band in Buffalo. The worst punk band in Buffalo.
Yeah, we might be the worst punk band in Buffalo. We might not be the worst band in Buffalo, but we're the worst punk band in Buffalo. Maybe.
We don't give ourselves that much credit, though.
Yeah. Come see how bad we are, November 12th.
Yes.
Tudor Lounge.
If you want a bad show, Then come to Tudor Lounge.
We're gonna be in between Smitten for Trash and the fucking Clockers, so you can come see how bad we actually are.
Oh, we're going in the middle?
I think we're gonna go in the middle. I think. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. That's the way I got it laid out on the flyer, but that's.
We had another band, we could go third.
Also true. All right. Well, speaking of music,
Yes,
let me
speaking of music.
pull up my little document here and tell you that this next artist is performing tonight at Nietzsche's. That's at 248 Allen Street in Buffalo, along with Adela May and Aaron Sidney Welsh. That doors for that are at 8:30 tonight at Nietzsche's. $5 cover, 21 and up. This is Carrie Faye, and this song is called Trigger Warning, It's a Thing, on all WNY. Think So Joe Show.
Hey cutie, it's a thing. You know I don't want to believe it either, but I don't get to ignore it. And if you wanna help, then acknowledge it. Makes me stay home at night, don't wanna go to your party, don't wanna see your show, won't get in no one's car tonight, oh, 'cause it's a thing. And cutie, it ain't always what you think. Some stranger in the dead of night could be that guy you met at the beach. You let him take you home because it just felt right. And I asked him for a condom, but he said he didn't have one, so I told him that we couldn't, but that's not what he wanted to hear. And it was a thing. But I guess I'll just stay quiet, 'cause I've seen exactly what happens. I don't know if the fight's in me when they say I was asking for it. I asked him for a condom, but he said he didn't have one, so I told him that we couldn't, but that's not what he wanted to hear.
That was Carrie Faye on all WNY Think So Joe Show. That song called Trigger Warning, It's a Thing. And you can catch her tonight at Nietzsche's right after the show. Doors at 8:30 for that one. $5 cover. Not bad, not bad. I think I paid $8 at Nietzsche's the other night, Friday night when we saw Shambles. But so I'm at this show the other night, the Authority Zero show. And my buddy Brandon's there, and you've met my buddy Brandon a few times at a few different shows. Mm-hmm. Also, my friend Aiden is there, and I know Aiden because of Brian. Because after Brian died, Aiden shared this picture of when, like, before the two of them actually met, they were standing side by side at a Everclear show. And there's a picture that my friend Dave took of Brian, and this dude Aiden is standing right next to him. And they later got to know each other, and Aiden would always be like, that's me in the picture, man. Like, you know. But so that's how I met Aiden, was after Brian died, he reached out to me and we started talking. And Aiden is another dude that you'll see at a lot of shows. So it was like, but I'm pretty sure it was the first time that the three of us were all in the same room at the same time, where, you know, since I've known both of them. So it's like, oh, like, Aiden's over there, Brandon's standing next to me. I'm like, yo, Aiden, come here, get in this picture. So we got a picture together of, like, the three guys you're most likely to see at a fucking Buffalo show. He mostly goes to, like all the legacy fucking artists, like, you know, like the hair bands and shit when they come through, like, he'll go see them. That fucking Everclear show, though. I was also at that Everclear show. I do not know how I am not in this picture that I met Aiden through, because
Where did they come?
this was years ago.
Oh, so
At Canal Side, back when they were still
Everclear.
when they were still
Good
doing
band.
when they were still doing them on Thursdays specifically. So it was Everclear, Fuel, and American
Okay.
Hi-Fi.
Ah.
And I'd never seen Everclear. I'd seen the other two bands, but I'd never seen Everclear. So I was there specifically for Everclear. I remember showing up like 5 minutes before the band started. So, like, doors had already been open, gates, whatever the fuck, right? Brian got there like 2 hours early so he could get up front, or as close as he could. I remember walking in 5 minutes before the band start. And in the middle of American Hi-Fi, I'm standing here, Brian's right here. Like, literally, like, same distance you are to me, except he's in front of me. And so as soon as American Hi-Fi was over, I'm like, yo, I know that hat. He was wearing a Lost Elysium hat. He turns around, I was like, when did you get here? 5 minutes before the band started? It's like, motherfucker, I was here 2 hours before the band started. You got up front? Like, yeah, dude, it wasn't that hard. Like,
Excuse me. Hi.
yeah.
When I worked at Rapid Theater, I had to get to the stage. I used to have to use the tag. Sound, you know.
You're just walking around like backstage at Wayne's World.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm doing. Get out of my way! Move it!
you're walking into the fucking band's dressing room.
Stage crew. See? Look at the ticket.
You're walking into the band's
Look at
dressing room like, hey, Alice, is this cool?
Met a lot of nice, good bands.
Yeah.
Nice bands.
Yeah,
Nice guys.
but no, that Everclear show was a lot of fun. Really was. Fuel, the singer from Fuel. What's his name? Brett Scallions. Is that the dude's name?
I'm not sure.
Anyway,
I don't know.
so he's playing, and he sees this little girl like up on her dad's shoulders, and she's like, you know, cringing and has her hands over her ears, and like, he goes, yo, hold on a second. Somebody get me some earplugs. And so they grab him a pack of earplugs. He's like, don't open them, just give them to me. And he's like, yo, pass these back to that little girl over there. It's like, you gotta, like it's cool that you're bringing her to the show, but just make sure she's got hearing protection, man. Like, have her put the earplugs on. So, which was like the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen anybody do at a show. Like a national show, where they're like, yo, we need to take care of people.
Some bands are nice and
Make sure
they do
she's
that
got
stuff.
Make sure she's got earplugs, like. And at the time, I still wasn't wearing earplugs to shows, so I'm like,
You got me now.
I got you wearing earplugs. Trying to like I'm trying to like. Like, I know so many people who are just like, oh, fuck earplugs, man. Fuck earplugs. I'm fucking deaf already. You fucking metal. You don't wear fucking earplugs to metal shows. Okay. I'm not going to force anybody to fucking wear earplugs.
That used to be me.
That was me.
You're
That was
right.
literally me. The first time I ever wore earplugs to a show was at
right.
Metallica in Foxborough in 2018. I'm with my friends. we're staying at my buddy Chris's house out there in fucking Providence. And as we're leaving, he's like, you need earplugs? I'm like, fuck earplugs, man. I don't need earplugs. He's like, dude, take the earplugs. I don't fucking want the earplugs. Take the earplugs.
Take them.
And I wore earplugs to the fucking Metallica show. They fell out by the time Metallica played one. And I'm like, not picking them the fuck up off the fucking ground at fucking Foxborough. You know, like, all right, those are gone. And then I never thought about wearing earplugs again until I heard Katie ask Brian, hey, what kind of earplugs are those that you're using? And I was like, well, shit. And Brian put in the group chat, like, these are the earplugs I'm using, so I ordered a pair. And now you've got a pair. I bought my kid a pair. She's lost them, of course. I got to buy her another one before she starts playing music. But I have a second pair over here. It's actually my third pair because I've lost a pair. But yeah, I don't fucking leave the house without earplugs, mostly. I have. And I've been like, fuck, all right, I guess I did this for 20 fucking years. 30 years, I might as well fucking, I could get through one more show without them, but I try not to.
Plus, they're like, cause I put them in when I did Overlook, and I could hear myself sing. Better, like.
Yeah, I mean,
they
like.
help with singing and stuff.
But yeah, I was always that guy. Like, I'm too fucking metal for earplugs, and now I'm just like, nah, man, I need to hear for work. I can't fucking go deaf. I need to protect my hearing. Like, so I'm always, always prepared for fucking earplugs or whatever. Which is why, like, I would always get mad at you when you'd start playing before I had earplugs or my in-ears in or something. Like, dude, what the fuck?
I'm an asshole. I'm the asshole in a man.
Like, I am literally trying to protect my hearing and you're over here fucking hitting the drums before I have anything in my ears to protect them.
Well, at least I know that everybody in both my bands have to love to pick on me.
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the reason the person who's probably getting the job is getting the job.
I'll get over it.
I'll tell you what, I mean, we were talking about it.
It's all in good fun. I get it.
We were talking about it after everybody left. It was just me, you, and Joe, and we're just standing there talking about, who's getting the job. Do we have an idea? Do we know? And you were the first one to say, this person's probably getting the job. And I said, I'm leaning in that direction. Joe and I were both kind of like, we agree, but let's have them come back and do another week and see what they can do with another week of being able to listen to the songs. And then what the quote that I had was, they sounded the way I hoped they would sound. And so I'm excited to have them come back knowing the song's a little better and hopefully be able to, pick this up pretty quickly and get us to this November show, which we might have to. We got to figure out how we're getting to 45 because I think we're losing a couple of songs in this situation. But
oh, really?
I mean. I think it's going to be an issue of, like, one of the songs, you can rewrite this song if you want to.
Oh, okay.
And then but the other thing is like the other song was never officially released. It's not out there. I never actually sent it to the person. I've been meaning to do that and I keep forgetting. But we're going to probably have them write their own shit for that because, Katie had her lyrics and we were good with that and we played that song a bunch of times out live, but we never officially released it. It's not on our fucking YouTube from any of the shows. We have access to it, but like nobody else does outside of the band.
And Katie gave her approval.
Yeah, I mean, we sent the auditions to Katie, and she said, "Yeah, I like this one." I'm like, okay, cool. So we're hopefully making that announcement tomorrow or Friday. Hopefully, we'll see. We're just. Just want to make sure we're all good.
We're on the same page.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch. We're on the same page where we play punk rock or metal, and we all get to pick on John.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Feel the love, guys. I feel the love.
One of our auditionees and I were talking about hot chicken, and the other one is just sitting there picking on you while we're having this conversation about fucking Nashville.
She's trying to get me to talk more. I don't talk enough. She's trying to break me out of my skin.
Just got to put a camera on you, I guess, and a microphone.
Uh-oh.
Did you ever see that scene in Scanners when that dude's head blew up?
Oh, man. You know how to cheer me up. I had a shitty week. You know how to cheer me up.
Oh man, yeah, you were going through some shit. So when I saw you Sunday, I was like, I did everything I needed to do.
I needed a hug.
Did everything I needed to do, put everything aside, and just walked up to you and just gave you the biggest fucking hug I possibly could. Like, like John needs this fucking hug.
Yeah, I'm not myself lately, guys.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think positive and, think of good stuff in my life.
Exactly, man.
Yes.
You know we love you, man.
I know.
You know,
I love you guys too.
You got me and you got Joe. Ryan loves you. Katie loves you. Everybody who knows you loves you, man. Like,
yeah. There are some people out there that actually hate me for the passion.
I believe
I'm not naming any names, but there's people out there.
Yeah, we were talking about a guy who one time, we were talking about this on Thursday at practice last week, about a guy who one time said that me and my former co-host on one of my other podcasts were killing the music scene because we weren't going to shows. No, we're just doing a fucking podcast and telling people where the shows are and introducing the bands. Like, yeah, no, we're fucking killing the music scene.
Yes, we're killing the music scene. Really? Really?
Person who shall remain nameless. But I've seen the dude since, and we were on good terms. So I don't think he actually hates me. I don't know where that was coming from. I think he was mad at the other dude, not me, which I don't talk to that dude either. Actually, you know what? That dude hates me. The dude that I used to do the other podcast with fucking hates me. Oh, well. His fucking loss.
Sounds like a song that I heard of that we listened to in the car a couple of Sunday.
What are you doing Saturday, John? You want to go to the Edge Halloween party with fucking Puddle of Mud?
I don't know. Somebody.
I did not mean to actually name drop a local terrestrial radio station, and I am sorry.
That was exactly the song we were listening to. She fucking hates me.
You're like, it sounds like a song, and the first thing my brain goes to is, I got punched in the face for sticking my nose where it doesn't belong. Or is it the other way around? I got punched in the nose for sticking my face where it doesn't belong.
That sounds like a country song.
You got the joke either way. So. Oh, man. I hooked up my fucking DVD drive in here. I was going to watch Airheads the other day, and I never got around to it. I was too fucking busy. I'm still too fucking busy. Like, I got so far behind work. Like, one of my regulars is just like, hey, man, just wondering when you're getting that script to me. I'm like, dude, I will have it to you right after fucking Dynamite tonight. Like, I am so far behind. And I fucking roll out of bed. I've got like 5 minutes left on this fucking deadline. That is, there's no fucking way I'm hitting this deadline. And then there's another deadline right after it for an even bigger job. So I'm like, there's no way I'm hitting these two fucking deadlines. I might be able to hit that second one, but definitely not this first one. So I come and I sit down, I go straight in the booth. I don't even sit down at the fucking desk to set up everything. I just go in there, set everything up. Except I can't download my fucking scripts. For whatever fucking reason, it would not load the fucking order pages. So I end up going on the fucking app. I am literally sitting in the booth with my fucking phone, reading a script off my fucking phone because I couldn't download it on the computer. So I finish that job late, send it to the dude. Hey man, I'm sorry it's late. Go to start that next job. Because now it's fucking loading everything, except it still won't let me download the fucking script. It's giving me an error message. Access denied. The fuck? So I say, hey man, I'm running late on this and I'm really sorry about it, but I can't download your script. Can you reattach it? So he reattaches it. I get the same fucking error. I'm like, can you just paste it into the chat? Well, I can't paste it, but let me see what I can do. And he sent me a bunch of fucking screenshots of the fucking script, which was fine because I was able to read them off the computer. And I'm reading this script, and I'm like, I really don't want to read this script because it's about a fucking football player who fucking slapped his wife in a fucking elevator, and it's talking about all his fucking accomplishments. But I justify this by the fact that, like, there was nothing that wasn't factual about the script. It wasn't, you know, it was basically like, this is what this dude did in football, and this is how his career ended by slapping his wife in an elevator and dragging her out of it after he knocked her the fuck out. You know, like, and obviously, you know, nobody on this program or on this network condones violence in any form, especially, like, you know, domestic abuse. But, like, I'm like, all right, it's not like, oh, this dude's the greatest fucking dude in the fucking world. It's not like saying he's a great person or anything. It's just saying, this is what he did in football. Okay. It's not like he fucking Chris Benoit somebody. You know, but, yeah. But and also, like, I was super late on this fucking script. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna fucking do it. I'm not gonna fucking complain about it. It's a well-written script. God damn it, John. He took it from the fucking guitar. This is one of the, and from the other guitar. These are the picks Jasmine bought me for Father's Day. That's how he got them from the guitars, because I used them on the guitar. I just dropped one. I don't know where the fuck it went.
Got it.
Oh, he got it. He found it. It's on the floor. Damn it, John. Jasmine got me these for Father's Day. And they're the ones I use in the studio. Despite the fact I've got custom picks right here on the desk. I use the ones Jasmine got me.
I find a guitar pick, I give it to Joe.
It was in a guitar.
Still. I seen it. It's near me.
Here, give me this one too then.
See?
This is a running gag.
If it's not his own guitar pick, I'll give it to him at the Overlook show.
He hands me a guitar pick. I'm like, this isn't even mine. And I'm sitting with Astrobula, and he's like, dude, that one's mine.
It was Noah's, yeah.
He's like, I was going to go look for it.
It's on the ground. I thought of you, so I thought I'd give it back to you. Even though it wasn't yours, but I was like, this is a good moment to do it right now.
We went to Guitar Hero. We went to Guitar Center before we went to Music is Art. Like before our last practice, before Music is Art. And I was looking specifically for a mic stand pick holder because I didn't want to bring the one that I have, like that I usually bring to shows, because I felt like I might forget it because I knew I was trying to get right off stage and get over and see Lazy Ass Destroyer. Mm-hmm. But they didn't have one, so I ended up finding another one, like a small one. And I almost left it on stage. One of you guys grabbed it for me. I don't remember who. I think Katie grabbed it. Like, is this yours? Like, yes, actually. Thank you. But I knew I had a fucking long one that was just a single, because the one I have is a long double one. And I was digging around looking for some shit the other day, and I found my fucking guitar pick holder. So now I have a backup one in case anything happens to the one I got at the practice spot. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, you were not around to watch football Sunday. No. I would imagine you were family stuff, right? So I was around to watch football. I watched that Buffalo game, and holy shit, did that game suck for you guys, huh? I mean, it's one thing, you know, you're already starting with like a bunch of injured starters. Mm. So you got guys that don't know what the fuck they're doing. And now they're in 100-degree heat and they're cramping up. I heard Stephon Diggs had to have like 2 IVs at once because he was cramping up so badly from the Florida heat. But the whole time I'm watching this game, I'm thinking, this is exactly why nobody wants a fucking domed stadium, even though it makes the most fucking sense to have one in Buffalo, is because now they're seeing this happen to their fucking team in 100-degree weather, and the next time they play Miami is in fucking December. So guess what? Oh, we get them back. They get to play in cold weather now. And if we had a domed stadium, we don't get that. I don't give a fuck about that. I want the Dome Stadium because I want the fucking revenue it could potentially bring to the fucking area. The events it could possibly bring to the fucking area. The development around the stadium that would happen if you had a Dome Stadium and could bring in bigger fucking events than fucking Buffalo Bills games.
I would not go to a Bills game and freeze my ass off. It's not worth it.
Right. And then the stadium they're fucking building has like 20,000 less seats than the one they have now. So not only are you fucking building this stadium that you're not going to get any more revenue from because you're not going to bring any new events in because it's still an outdoor stadium in a cold weather climate. Now you're also bringing in 20,000 less fucking people for the events you already have. What the fuck? I don't know. It's fresh on my mind. I was talking to the fucking Uber driver about it last night on the way back from the Sabres game. They're talking about they want to build a fucking new arena for the Sabres. This arena is only, 25 years old?
It's not that old.
I guess that's old for an arena now?
I did go to a Sabres game when they had the Odd.
I never went to the Odd, if you could believe that.
I got lost in the Odd when I was a kid.
I never got to go to the Odd. My first Sabres game was at what is now KeyBank Center, back when it was Marine Midland Arena.
Yeah.
I just was like, I want to go to a hockey game, and I went by myself. My friend Hillary was there, and she was in the 200 level, and she snuck me down to the 200 level, so I watched the game with her. But like, yeah, that was my first. Hockey game, and I later went to a playoff game. My buddy Pete took me to a playoff game. I actually bumped into him last night at the preseason game. He's like, "Hey, what are you up to?" Like, this. It's like, oh, okay. And asked me if I still talk to our mutual friend that introduced us, and I'm like, nah, dude, he went all fucking MAGA on us. He's like, oh, that's probably why I don't hear from him anymore. Like, yeah.
I was like 6 when I went to my first Sabres game, and I was
in my 20s, I'm pretty sure.
I got lost, and a cop found my parents. Cop bought me some ice cream.
And like my first concert, I was.
I don't know how I remember that.
My first concert, I was 15, and it was at the arena. It was Metallica with Corrosion of Conformity, which, like, I want to catch Corrosion of Conformity one more time at some point because they were actually really good. Sometimes I'll just sit on the porch and just listen to them. Like, I had kind of forgotten about them until I went to Foxborough and my friends were playing them on the way back. And I'm like, I know this fucking song, Drowning in a Daydream. So I'm like, I'm going to go listen to fucking Corrosion of Conformity. And I just, like, sat on my porch and listened to a couple of fucking albums, like, you know, just to pass the time, I guess. I don't know.
Did you ever see the Odd before they knocked it down?
I've seen the outside of it. I never saw the inside of it. I was at Odd Night, though, a couple of seasons ago. They were doing all the throwback nights because it was the 50th anniversary season that unfortunately got cut short due to COVID right before, like, 2000s night with the fucking slug, which I was looking forward to because I was like, an excuse to wear the fucking slug. I still need a fucking away jersey of the slug. The fucking white one. I need that. I don't have one. I've got the blue one and I've got the turd burger, but I don't have the fucking white slug jersey. I need one of those. That's one of the few I need. Which I'm sure if John Johnson were watching right now, he'd be like, yeah, I could get you one. But, and then he sends me links to Chinese knockoffs. And I'm like, I don't want that. I want an authentic fucking one. But anyway, I digress. But we went to Odd Night, and the way they had that set up was like they had 4 different color T-shirts depending on where you were sitting in the arena. And they had them draped over the seats. So you walk into the fucking arena, and it looks like the fucking Odd. Because you have your reds and your golds and your blues and your oranges. It looked like the fucking arena. They had like signs up that were, about the fucking old Sabres players, like basically duplicates of signs that would have been in the Odd in the 80s. Like, it looked amazing. And I now have all 4 color shirts from that fucking night.
Oh, really? Nice.
I got home with 3 of them. The only one I couldn't get was a red. We were like offering people money for the reds outside of like, yo, I'll buy that shirt for $20. Dude's like, nah. Finally, and like, I go online and somebody's trying to sell them for like 40, and then like the Indonesian fucking knockoffs started popping up. It's like, yeah, we've got like 30 of them in stock, shipping from China. Like, yeah, okay, I'm totally not buying a bootleg. Like, so I finally fucking got one not too long ago. So I got all 4 of them. I don't know why the fuck I have all 4 of them. I'm not gonna fucking wear them, but like, I think it was just cool to have the collection. But it looked so cool walking into that fucking arena with that shit decked out like the fucking odd. All right, speaking of Buffalo, this band is playing not in Buffalo this weekend. They are playing in Niagara Falls at the Evening Star this Friday night. That's at 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls. We were just talking
Our hometown.
We were just talking about the Evening Star and the late great Greg Rinker. But at the Evening Star, 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, opening for Sponge alongside Before Manhattan, Brookhaven, and Furious George. I love the name Furious George. That's a Simpsons reference. That shows 6:30 p.m. doors, $15 pre-sale, $20 day of, 18 and up with your ID. This is Hearts and Hand Grenades, and this song is called Between the Lines on All WNY Think So Joe Show. darts and hand grenades on all WNY Think So Joe show. Like looking through my phone trying to find this fucking picture of Odd Night here that we were talking about before the set.
Oh yeah.
Except my Amazon Photos app doesn't want to open. There it goes. Later. I don't want to talk. I don't want to leave a fucking review right now. I just want to find the fucking picture I'm looking for. God damn it. Anyway.
God damn.
I don't know what fucking month I saw that game in, though. And that's because I went to a lot of fucking hockey that year. I was at like all the fucking theme nights. The only one I missed was like 70s night. And that was because we had a gig. And I'm like, damn it, I might be able to go. Like, nah, I'm not going to try and pull that off. There's hockey game stuff. Just trying to find what the fucking... Okay, there's 90s night, so it had to be before this. Fuck it, I'll find it during the next song break. Anyway, I go to the game last night. Karina's like, you better find Sabretooth for me. And I found Saber. I didn't see him until the second period. He came out to do the t-shirt toss. And he came back one more time to do the, Let's Go Buffalo on the drums. And that was it. We're losing frames, man. What's going on?
Frames.
Yeah, our internet connection must be slowing down right now. So if anybody's having trouble with buffering, I'm sorry. We've had this problem before, and I'm hoping that this just corrects itself. Because I don't want to fucking deal with Spectrum. I'm just looking at it, because you see that little fucking square on the bottom corner of the screen there that keeps changing colors?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to stay green. So, hopefully you guys are getting this show without any interruptions.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, so I saw Sabretooth, and I was like, because Karina's like, you better find my Sabretooth. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I don't think he's working.
Next time.
I don't think he's get a t-shirt next time. I was trying. He didn't throw one at me. Dude behind me got one. Like, I mean, like over, he ran out into the aisle to grab it, but like, gee, I hope our stream is doing okay. That doesn't usually happen.
Can you check?
Lately. I guess I could. I don't know. I mean, either way, it's recording fine, so it'll be okay. But anyway, I guess it's fine because Karina's watching it okay, I guess.
Bullshit. She said bullshit.
But I only saw him twice throughout the entire game. For a minute, I didn't think he was even working the fucking game until they were like, oh, Sabretooth's in 122 throwing out t-shirts. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I'm in 122. Like, hey, there's Sabretooth. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to the season. I think the team looks pretty good. We had this dude, Biro, right? B-I-R-O. And I couldn't see what the fucking name on the back of his jersey was. So from like where I was sitting, it looked like it said Bird. And like he scores a goal and his goal song plays. And I'm just like, man, they really missed out not playing Bird is the Word is his fucking goal song. And then they're like, Buffalo's goal scored by, Brandon Biro. Like, oh, that's an O. Not a D. That's Biro, not Bird. All right.
That'd be funny though.
Yeah. I mean, now I want them to sign a dude named Bird just to do that. I remember sitting with you at a game last year, and we had what the fuck was the dude's name? I was just playing against him in an NHL 22. He was on the other team that my character was. Robert Haig. We had him on the team, and he scored a goal while we were at the fucking game with the Lightning. And his goal song was 500 Miles, and we were playing that at the time. And you're like, we're not doing that song anymore. Never gonna fucking do that song again.
Oh, I mean, we know how that game turned out to be, but...
Yeah, we do. And we know how the season turned out to be. Y'all made the finals, lost.
Y'all can't win.
No. I mean, but you were bragging for a little while there about your team being world champions of, cup of COVID shortened seasons. You get a full fucking season, what happens? Did you win the cup?
No.
I don't even remember who the fuck won the cup, but it wasn't Tampa, I know that much.
Oh.
Who the hell did win the cup last year?
Well, we have to go this year and see Tampa finally beat the Sabres.
I mean, we could have gone to a game later in the season and seen that instead.
I know, and Jeff goes, "You took me to the wrong game."
Took him to the wrong game. Yeah, we were already looking at the schedule. Thing is, we're doing Thursdays with the band now, so I'm just like, fuck, all right, I want to go to the home opener, but it's a Thursday. So, and I don't want to, like, at this point in time, I don't want to interrupt the flow of the band to go to a hockey game, but I want to go to the game. So, Colorado Avalanche, thank you. John is here. I'm sorry if it's buffering. I have no idea what's going on with my internet connection right now.
What's up, buddy?
This normally doesn't happen. We're usually in the green the whole time. It's been fluctuating.
Nick's not even here.
No, it's weird. You know what it is? I was texting Nick for the last 2 days. So that energy just came through the phone and into the internet connection here. So.
We love Nick.
We do. He's bad luck. He's bad luck for our internet connection and our podcast in general. But no, I reached out to Nick because, I got this old guitar. My kid's looking for a guitar. And I was like, yo, let me talk to Nick. Let me see if I can get him to refinish this for you because this thing looks stupid.
He reached out to me. Appreciate him.
Yeah. So I reached out, right, because we were supposed to get together with him and you were having a family issue. So I was like, this is what's going on. This is why we're not doing this. And he's like, oh, dude, like talking to me about my, healing process for my tattoo here. And also, like, he reached out to you to make sure you were doing good. Buffalo Sabres, Stanley Cup champions 2023. It is in the chat, so it shall come to pass. Dude, what the fuck is with my internet connection? This is not... I like, anybody watching this back, because I'll probably just re-upload it to YouTube later, like, with the full, like, intact fucking recording, but, like, yeah. Anyway, I'll try to ignore it. I'll maybe just put a piece of paper over it or something. I can't see it now. I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, I'll just look at you. We'll just have a face-to-face here. No, but seriously, like... Yeah, Nick's family, man. Nick's cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I reached out to him yesterday. My kid's got, wanting to get a guitar. So I'm like, hey, do you refinish guitars? Could you do this guitar? Like, because it's an old Orange County Choppers official licensed guitar, and it started life off as a black guitar with a silver flame pickguard, chopper flame pickguard. And now it's red with a black chopper flame design on it, and I just want to fucking strip it down and make it a color for my kid to use. He's like, yeah, I could do it. And then I start talking to her, and she's like, well, what if we just bought a guitar, and here's the guitar I want? I'm like, okay. So now I had to text Nick, like, what kind of amp should I recommend? Because I don't use amps. I don't own amps.
Nick knows.
So I'm like, what do I use? And Nick goes, oh, dude, get a PV. I'm like, maybe. Like, I'm thinking, like, okay, that's that. If I'm recommending a physical amp, a PV. If not, I might set her up on, like, that headrush pedal I have. Like, get her one of her own and just give her my fucking power cab that's sitting in the practice spot because I don't use that thing. I don't really like it. Been collecting old Richmond Renegade jerseys. What's the closest minor league clubs to you both? Have you gone to see them play? So we have the Rochester Americans. Have not seen them play.
Nope.
We have, I guess maybe the Lake Erie Monsters or whatever the fuck they're called now. That's out in Cleveland. That's not too far from us. I think Pittsburgh has a team which isn't too far from us, but I mean Rochester would be the closest.
Yeah.
And I have not gone to see them play because that's a little out of my range. I've been in Rochester and like, yo, are the fucking Amerks playing? But I haven't gone, so. But that would be the closest. They've played games here that I also haven't gone to, so, it's just. Like, I'm just happy to go to Sabres games. That's why I went to the preseason game last night. I'm like, yo, hockey. Cheap hockey. I still paid $25 and I sat on the wrong side of the arena because usually I sit shoot twice side. But last night I was like, 100 level, $25. I'm going. was trying to find, I like, I asked Steph if she wanted to go because her plans fell through. I'm like, you want to go to this game? Because it'll be cheaper to get 2 tickets than it will to get 1. He said, no, I don't want to go. Like, all right, no problem. I got it. I'll go myself. It's cool. I'm used to it.
I should have went with you.
I didn't even ask. Because I thought, because you were supposed to have stuff with your other band, so I didn't want to be like, yo, you want to go to this hockey game and you're busy with it. Yeah.
No, I wasn't busy.
Should have texted me like, yo, this fell through. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm going to the Sabres game. You want to go? Getting an ECHL in Richmond. What do you guys prefer, big hits or fights? Big hits. And I'll tell you why. What do you prefer, though? Big hits or fights? When you're watching a hockey game, what part do you, out of the two of those, which part do you like better?
When I played.
Right, because you're a former player.
When I played, I love fights.
Okay. Did you love getting into the fights or just watching your teammates fight?
Both.
Okay.
Because then I got into it. Like, whatever. Everybody else is fighting.
Okay,
Why not?
okay.
I'm a goalie. What am I going to do?
Looks like our internet connection stabled out finally. So
really?
I think we're good. Anyway, but
yeah, I'm going to say fights. I like big hits, but I like hockey fights.
I like big hits, and I used to love fights, and I'm a dude who my old roommate bought a tape off eBay of nothing but like 3 hours of Rob Ray fights.
Rob Ray, perfect example.
We are literally
best fighter in hockey.
We are literally sitting there just watching every single Rob Ray fight back to back to back. And you just see like when that rule change comes in like 96 or wherever, where where you have to have the jersey strapped down, the fucking Rob Ray rule, the fight strap. Like you just see like the difference in the style of his fighting. And he's still winning the fights. He just can't take his fucking jersey off so the other guy's got nothing to grab onto. Now, I say this, but at the same time, I've read this book, and it's called Major Misconduct. And it is about the consequences of fighting in hockey. And I don't mean like go to the penalty box for 5 minutes. I mean like you've got CTE and your mental health is fucked for the rest of your life. That kind of shit. And like, I don't like that aspect of it. Now that I've read that book, like it's still exciting to see a fight in hockey, but now I know, like, man, this is not going to be good for them in the long run. This sucks for these guys. But the same is also true of like a big hit. You get a big hit, you're rattling around the fucking brain in your fucking skull.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like hockey's a dangerous fucking sport, and I don't. I'm glad they're taking measures to make it a little safer. But, I mean, you're never going to without taking hits out in fights, which is never going to happen, and I don't want to see it happen, you're never going to make it 100% safe.
Or even being a goalie, that puck, they take that slap shot, coming at you 100 miles per hour.
Dude, when I played Street, we used to have this little, it wasn't like one of those roller pucks like in the fucking Mighty Ducks, but it was like, it was meant for like practicing street hockey, and it was made by Milek, and it's a little fucking plastic disc with a little divot in it, and it was about the same weight as a regular hockey puck. And I got hit right in the fucking toe with one of those once. My toe has never been the fucking same.
I got hit in the goalie helmet, straight on, like that dented my cage a little. Thank God I had the helmet on.
Dan Carcillo says he would rather have not fought and kept his brain healthy than have his name on the Stanley Cup. He said that in an interview. So, like, they're interviewing former players in this book, and it's called Major Misconduct. I don't know the author off the top of my head, but it was sent to me for review for Board Hockey Fan. So if you go to boardhockeyfan.com, it is one of the latest articles, because we really stopped updating that site years ago, but I got this book, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll review it. Sounds like a good read, and I read it. It was a good book. But they follow a couple of players around and, see what their life is like now that they're dealing. I mean, obviously, you can't diagnose CTE until after you die. But you can tell they fucking have it. So they're talking to these players about what their life is like after fighting, being enforcers in NHL, NHL level hockey games. And, they're all miserable. And this whole thing came out after, what the fuck was his name? He used to play for the Sabres. I can never think of his name right when the subject comes up. But a former Sabre committed suicide, and turned out he had CTE, and he was young. I can't think of who it is. I'm sure John Johnson probably has that knowledge right at the top of his head. But he was young, and so this book kind of came out right after that, and was kind of talking to some players who had dealt with fighting and how their lives are now, and would they have rather not fought, and they all kind of felt that way. And then they talked to Donald Brashear. No, excuse me, George LaRock, I think. One of the two of them. And they're like, what do you think of fighting in hockey? He's like, yo, I would go back and do it all again. So, there was a counterpoint at least. And I remember going to my first Sabres game after that, right? And I'm sitting right by the Zamboni doors. So the head of security is standing right next to me. And we're watching this game, and there's a fight. And, oh, man, that was a good fight, security guy says to me. I said, man, I got to tell you, I read this book, and I'm not sure if I really wanted to watch this fight. And I saw some fights last night, and that's the first thing that goes through my head is, oh, man, that's not going to be good for these guys. Like, it's still exciting, and the crowd really gets into it, and, it's a momentum shifter when your guy wins the fight. But it's like, man, the long-term effects, knowing what they are, because you're basically bare-knuckle boxing, man, I'm so torn on that issue. I don't want to see it go away. It is a part of the game. You should read the story about the NHL player Joe Murphy, how bad his life went after his injuries. He's homeless in Canada. If he's in the... that might have been the guy. I don't remember who the players were off the top of my head in this book. But it was basically like the same thing. Like the dude had no money. He's struggling to find places to live and because his mental health isn't there. He can't get a regular fucking job. But then you got guys like Rob Ray who did it for years and they're fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, as fine as Rob Ray is, nice. He's doing the broadcasting every fucking night for the Sabres. He's doing color. He's very witty. He's very funny. He seems very smart. So how bad did fighting damage his brain? I mean,
he loved to fight.
He absolutely did. Like I said, we sat there for 3 fucking hours watching this VHS tape one night. But yeah, there is that part of me that is like, man, this is bad. But at the same time, it's like, man, this is fucking fun to watch. Better them than me, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, it also goes back to something we were talking about last week, where you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yes, exactly.
We were talking about this in the context of football, because obviously, me being a Niners fan, Trey Lance getting hurt in week 2 and he's out for the season. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And I was watching that Bills game the other day, and everybody's getting, they're not necessarily hurt, but they're dehydrated and dehydrated and cramping up. And I don't want to see these guys get hurt. I want to see them be able to go out and make their living, go home to their families at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And John says he saw a documentary called Ice Guardians. I'm pretty sure that's come up on the show a few times. I still haven't seen it. And a doctor said more concussions come from body checks than fighting, and I agree with you. I believe that too. I've had this discussion with my good friend G, who used to write for Board Hockey Fan and also was on the Board Wrestling Fan podcasts with me. But we've had that conversation about what happens with when you get hit like that, and how a concussion is caused. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You get that big hit, you get that brain rattling around in your skull. That's not good for you.
No.
But I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I mean, like, I will joke about, like, oh, Pittsburgh and Boston, I'm rooting for the scoreboard to fall on them. I'm really not. I absolutely am not. I don't want to see him get hurt. At the end of the day, like, even a guy like Sidney Crosby, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I fucking hate playing against that guy, but at the same time, he's a fucking human being just doing his job. I don't want to see him get hurt. And that's why I've been telling Bills fans all the last, like, week and a half, like, I hope your quarterback stays healthy. I really do. Because I've never heard of this fucking guy who's your backup, and he's been in the league for 12 fucking years. So I really hope Josh Allen stays healthy for you guys. What do you guys think? Get the worst injuries, NHL or NFL?
I'm going to say NFL right now.
After that hit that
almost knocked his head off.
The Dane Jackson or whatever that dude's name last week took.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a brutal one, man.
I cringed when I saw it. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think.
Head? How is he still alive?
I think there's more potential for injury in the NFL and for worse injury.
I thought his career was over.
But I've also seen hockey games where, like, Richard Zednick takes a skate to the fucking throat.
Oh my god.
And of course, Clint Malarchuk being the famous one around here. Both of those happened in Buffalo. The Richard Zednick one I remember watching, and I remember Harry Neal was our color guy at the time, and he says, oh man, I've never seen anything like this. And RJ, who's our lead play-by-play at the time, goes, unfortunately, I have. And it's like, oh shit, man, like, yeah, this is not good. But I think you get worse injuries probably in the NFL on a more regular basis. Like, you don't see people getting their throats cut with skates every day, you know. Like, but a hit like what we saw last week with the dude from Buffalo, where his head just snapped back. You see that shit all the time in the NFL. I mean, maybe not to that extreme, but like you see ankles just go the wrong way. You see like NFL injuries are fucking bad. I think hockey players are tougher athletes, but fucking hockey, but those football players, man, the injuries they get are just gruesome sometimes. Not that hockey doesn't have its share of those, but my point being, I think I would say NFL.
Yeah.
Got my Rick Generette banner back here from RJ night last year, Rick's last call. Kind of makes you think Thomas Plekanec was smarter wearing a turtleneck than making... Yeah, right. Yeah, protect your fucking self, man. You got these guys wearing knives on their fucking feet, basically. But I was watching that fucking game with Zednick, and that was just like, oh, shit, not again. You know? And thank God he was okay. You know, he never played another game in the NHL, but thank God he was okay, you know, like lived. In a sense of he lived. I'm not going to say he was okay and like back on his feet the next day like Malarchuk was. Malarchuk was back in the net 2 weeks later.
Well, this is the second show I did with you. No Laura.
Yeah, what's up with that? I don't know. Anyway, no Laura. I was out Monday night. I went to the Abrupters, not the Abrupters. That was last week. We went and saw them. Working Class Stiffs on the Cinder opening for Authority Zero, and Riot Squad Laura was there, and she saw me and she came up and gave me a big hug, and I was like, you know what? I am relinquishing my best hug title. You can have that now because that was a great hug. But anyway. But yeah, we were talking towards the end of the night. She was looking for other venues to book besides Good Bar, and so I put her in touch with Chris over at Tudor. So hopefully we get some good ska shows down at Tudor. And also she's waiting on us to finally, you know...
She could book us,
finally announce a singer and that we're going to be ready to take bookings. So
hopefully by this weekend.
Hopefully by this weekend we'll have the singer announced and we'll be able to... I think November's the first show.
Yeah.
I don't think we try to do anything in October.
No,
I think we just...
this gives the person more time.
We'll give them like a month and a half to
get this going,
get everything good to go, and maybe write some new lyrics to some of the songs that they don't feel comfortable doing because the idea expressed to me was that one of our songs is, basically Katie's vision, like her feelings of going through the transition.
And I listened to that song. And
You get that.
Yeah,
you get that when you read those lyrics. You get that.
it came to me. Like, I should have seen this,
Like, I don't know that she knew at the time that she was going to transition, but I think, like, she was starting to realize more about herself.
who she is.
And who she is. And that's what that song really was to me, is like...
And anybody can relate to that song.
Right. So, but I also understand, like, not wanting to do that song. If,
But I know. But
So
it's
I can
one of
understand
our-
that.
It's one of our best songs.
I agree, and I think just have them write new lyrics. I keep saying her, I keep giving it away, right? So, I mean, obviously not naming names, but like, but anyway.
I need to sing again.
John needs to sing again.
Yes, I do, and I will. I don't.
We were saying earlier on the show that you were so quiet that this new singer was trying to get you to open up more, and
Yeah.
and we were telling them about you singing with Overlook. And
Yes.
they're like, I need to hear this. So you and I played the song we're talking about right now, which is actually
Yes.
This isn't even my final form.
John,
and,
I will send you the video that Joe took a video. He's singing.
yeah, and just kind of we just kind of sang it together. Like I did
Yeah.
the verses, you did the chorus, which we've been doing at practice because we haven't had a singer with us. So it's
That's
just
what
like
we've been doing. I've been doing the choruses. He's been doing the verses.
just because it's like, let's see what I can sing. Just in case we need to find out what I can sing. You know what I mean? Like, so we've been doing some of the songs. That was one of them. So it's like, all right, yeah, we got this. Usually I sing those choruses with you, but I was like, she wants to hear you sing, so let you sing. But yeah, like, we're past song break time.
Shit.
We don't have Laura here yelling at us in the chat.
Song.
Music, it's music time.
Music
Joe, play
time.
music. Joe, play music.
Cool.
Friday night at Ironworks, 49 Illinois Street in Buffalo, with special guests Roots Collider and Trailheads. It's a 7 p.m. start time. Actually, 7 p.m. doors, $15 at the door, 18 and up. It is our friends from Niagara Falls, Grub. And this song is called Everything All Right on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show. Thanks, John.
Calculations disappear. I've had too much to say. I just don't know what to do. I might need to get away. Some things you know I gotta give soon. Someone's gotta know to get out the way. Disconnect my brains. I've got nowhere left to stay. I can't seem to make sense. Thoughts scrambled in disarray. So please don't let your dissonance, and please step out so we can play. Is everything alright? Because I'm chasing a feeling every time I look at you in your eyes. You got me reeling. Everything's alright. Everything's alright with you. Is everything alright? Because I don't know how I'm feeling every time I look around. It's distorted and I'm feeling everything's alright. Everything's alright with you.
That was Grub on all WNY out of Niagara Falls, New York, and they are performing Friday at Ironworks, 49 Illinois Street in Buffalo, with Roots Collider and Trailheads, 7 p.m., $15, 18 and up. Should be a good show. Grub's a good time, man. I've seen them a couple of times. We booked them in their early days, and they've just kind of kept getting bigger and bigger, so really cool to hear them still doing stuff and see them headlining shows at Ironworks and all that, man. Like, all the bands on here today are great. All the bands we ever play are fucking great. So, we don't play shit music here. We play nothing but good fucking bands. But like, Carrie Faye's awesome. She's playing tonight right after the show at Nietzsche's. You got Hearts and Hand Grenades are playing Friday at Evening Star. They're opening for Sponge, which is cool. They're a fantastic band. I've seen them a few times. Grub, of course, we just played. They're incredible. And we're going to play Eyes of the Blind later on tonight. They're headlining their own show Saturday at Good Bar. And they're friends of the show. I almost wish Andrew would have came on the show today. Because Laura's always like, where's Andrew? Where's Andrew? Where's Andrew? We could have got him on. I probably could have been like, yo, you want to come on the show today? And he might have said okay. He might have said yeah. And then Laura would have missed him. And that would have been fun for me. But anyway, yeah.
Andrew?
From Eyes of the Blind, Andrew Abdale, yeah. Yeah. Which that's going to be a good show on Saturday night. You got Eyes of the Blind, Pale Hell, Assault on 5th, and Greta Moir. Hopefully they get Smidge on sound. Because we've been to Good Bar shows where they haven't had Smidge, and he's like their newest sound guy, too. He's like the only one who understands the fucking room.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We're just sitting there, we're watching fucking Working Class Stiffs of the Abrupters last week, and we're just like, why does this guy have the volume so loud in this room?
So loud.
It doesn't need to be that loud in that room. It's not that big of a fucking room.
They should have had Smidge.
Or at least somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yes.
And that's what we were talking about after we were talking about like about getting Riot Squad to book somewhere other than fucking Good Bar, because it's so hit and miss at Good Bar.
Yeah.
I love the room. The room is fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta have the right sound guy there.
Exactly.
The first time I ever booked fucking Good Bar, right? I've told this story millions of times, but like they're like, you got to do a Tuesday night to prove you can draw. Like, nobody fucking draws on a Tuesday. We had like 3 paid through the door for this show, right? But they're like, oh, you gotta do a Tuesday night. So we did the Tuesday night, a fucking acoustic show, because no fucking regular bands were available on a Tuesday night, you know? So BD2 goes up on stage, back when they were called Billy Draws 2. So they go up on stage. This is an acoustic show, mind you. They're getting a ton of feedback and have nothing in their fucking monitors. They're like, dude, can you fix this? And the dude is sitting at the board eating a fucking sandwich. It's like, what the fuck, man? So, like, you know, the contact over at Good Bar reaches out to me today. I haven't looked at the numbers yet. I'm like, yeah, they suck. Don't look at them. I said, but listen, here's my problem. You made me book on a Tuesday. Nobody comes out on a fucking Tuesday. And then you got this sound guy. This is an acoustic show. This dude can't handle the fucking sound. He's eating a sandwich over the board when one of my bands is like, hey, dude, can you give us some fucking anything in our monitors? You know? And he's like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll get you a Saturday night show, and we'll get you, you know, we'll get you a different sound guy. We'll make sure you don't have that guy again. And to their credit, they gave me a Saturday night. I put Lower Town Trio, Kickstart Rumble, the Barksdales, and XM Priory on a bill. Packed that fucking place. Sound was great. All the bands were fucking amazing. And it was like, yeah, this is how my shows usually fucking go. But and I've been to fucking Good Bar where there's been fucking terrible sound. Where I'm just sitting there as somebody who knows a little bit about acoustics. and microphones and how these things work and how sound reflects. I'm just sitting there. The first time I really noticed it, it was like right after the pandemic. Like, you still had to sit at tables at shows, right? Like, that was still a thing. You had to wear masks. You had to sit at tables. So it's Jasmine and Ashton and myself. We went and saw Over and Out, and like, I'm watching this all unfold. They've got a monitor wedge right at the front of the stage. It is pointing directly up into the back of the stage, which means that the sound is going to boink, boink, boink right back into the microphone. Gee, why are you getting feedback? Huh, I wonder. So finally, after like 2 bands, the dude finally realizes what's going on and he goes and turns the monitor ever so slightly. Guess what? No more feedback. Now, we played there, and we had this, it was our first time using in-ears.
Yep.
And we had this dude, Smidge.
He didn't know how to do in-ears.
Didn't know how to do in-ears, never done it before.
He did great.
And it was our first time doing them, so we didn't think like, oh, we should hook these up before the other bands go on because it'll save some time. We ended up taking like 20, 25 minutes to go in between bands trying to set up our fucking gear with this in-ear shit because he never done it before. We never done it before, so we're just trying to figure it all out. But he did a great job. All the bands sounded great. He knew what he was fucking doing. Mm-hmm. So we go to this show last weekend, and I'm pretty sure he worked the next night too, the fucking Working Class Stiffs and Cardboard Homestead show.
Midge was nervous that night though.
Yeah.
But he did great.
He did great. He did an amazing job. I fucking love that dude. And he always like comes and says hi to me whenever I see him, whenever I'm at Good Bar. He always makes a point to come talk to me. Which goes back to like the Greg Rinker thing we were talking about, where Greg always made me feel at home in the Evening Star when he was still with us. But yeah, Smidge is a fuck. I absolutely, like, if I'm playing Good Bar, I need that dude working my fucking sound. Or if I'm booking Good Bar, which I don't book anymore, really. But if I'm booking Good Bar, I need Smidge on the board. I do not want to deal with anybody else, because that dude.
We should just make him our sound guy.
That dude understands how.
We should just hire him.
I wish we could.
He would.
He's got his own band to worry about. You know, Roy G. Biv. Shout out to Roy G. Biv. Anyway, but yeah, fucking Smidge, dude, like nailed it, and nailed the sound the next night. Now, we go see the same. Basically, you know, we see the Working Class Stiffs last weekend, and there's feedback. They're like, oh, it's because Brian's using a fucking wireless mic. Like, no, the fuck it's not.
No.
It's because you got this fucking monitor wedge pointed at the back fucking wall again. And your volume is way too fucking high. Like, this is ridiculous. How did the sound guy get his fucking job? Like, I don't know how to run sound at a venue. I do not. Literally, like, we have our own mixer in our room, and I hire somebody to come set it up for us because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Which is also why I also hire the same guy to fucking mix our music when we're ready to release it. Because I don't know what I'm doing. But I know better than this fucking sound guy that worked this show last Saturday night. Not this past Saturday, the week before, at fucking Good Bar. I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
I gotta say, Brian's a good front man.
Yeah, he is.
Front guy.
Yeah, he is. Fucking Stiffs are great at everything they fucking do. I love those.
Yeah.
I love those guys. You get a chance to listen to the record yet?
Yes, actually, I loved it.
I got to tell you this story. Let me finish ranting about fucking Good Bar though. Like, we go to this show, like the volume is way too loud. The monitor wedge is pointed directly at the fucking back wall, which means the sound is going to reflect directly into the singer's microphone. Gee, why are you getting feedback? And like a couple of weeks before that, you and I were at Milky's.
Mm-hmm. The same thing was going on, I think. Right?
Not at Milky's.
No.
Milky's was okay for like the sound system they have.
It's not good for punk bands.
It's not a great sound system there, but it is good for it'll do. You know what I mean? Like they don't have the money to put into it or whatever. I don't you know, fine, whatever. you could have bands there.
Yeah.
I don't expect good sound out of that sound system.
You see the bartenders doing the sound.
That's true. But that night, I'm getting texts from... Actually, no, you know what happened was BD2 was playing down at Good Bar again. And they've never had a Good Bar show as far as I know, according to them. So I happened to see they're playing there, and I'm like, oh man, if I would have known you guys were there, we would have gone there instead of here, because it wasn't the night the Clockers was playing, it was the week after.
Yeah.
We just went and saw some bands that we had played on the podcast or something. So I'm like, fuck, if I would have known you guys were at Good Bar, I would have been like, John, let's go to Good Bar. And she says, dude, you won't believe this. The sound guy, we're asking him for shit. He's sitting there eating fucking food over the board again.
Oh, same sound guy.
Like, are you fucking kidding? Really? Like, man, I wish you guys could get Smidge, because he's so fucking good. I will fucking praise this dude.
Smidge is the nicest guy you ever meet.
Ryan got him for a fucking shambles show there, and he just nailed it. Like, he's so nice. He knows what he's fucking doing. He understands how fucking sound works. You know, like, and I think part of that is, like, he is in a fucking great band in Roy G. Biv, too. But yeah, like...
what does he play? Does he...
Drums, I believe. So now where were we going to detour off from there? We were talking, you mentioned something.
Oh, Brian and
the Working Class Stiffs, who are all great fucking musicians.
Great guys.
So I'm at the fucking show Monday night, and they're talking about their merch and how much of each T-shirt they have left.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, oh, we only got like one of these left. And Laura looks at him and goes, oh yeah, I can't wait for this one to be gone because it looks like it was done in paint. And it's the one I fucking designed. So I'm just like, it was not done in paint. She's like, oh, did you design that? I'm like, yeah. Only because they didn't have a logo. And I needed one for a flyer.
It's their bass drum logo.
It's not their bass drum logo. That's a different one.
Oh, okay.
Mine is it says Working Class, and then Stiffs is in like the fucking ransom font.
Oh, okay.
She's like, but it's just text. I'm like, yes, it is just text. And then we told her the story of how that came to be their logo for a minute, like, which is, like, I needed a logo for the flyer. I'm like, cool, I'll just make a fucking logo for them. And then they just started using it out of the blue. I'm like, guys, I can still see the fucking shock of the mohawk, like the fucking red line coming up from the mohawk from the punk guy on the flyer I put this on. Do you guys just want me to, like, redo this for you? And so I redid it, and they made the shirts, and it took me forever to get a fucking shirt. So that's always been like just a running gag between me and those guys. But yeah, I hung out with them for a little bit after they played. Like, we could hear Authority Zero playing, but we were outside.
We're gonna have to catch them next time or play a show with them down the road.
Yeah, I knew you had like a meeting or something, so I'm just like, I'm not gonna ask John. Like, let him do his stuff with his other band. Yeah. If I would have known, I should have asked you.
Should have asked me
because shit tends to fall through.
Yeah.
I should have asked you. It was good. It was a fun show. I got to see a bunch of friends, and like my friend Corey just commented. I mentioned that picture with me and Aiden and Brandon, and she's like, "Dude, I'm always confused when I don't see Brandon at shows." I'm like, "Yeah, I can understand. I've seen Brandon at shows out of state that like I didn't go to with him."
Oh, Brandon was there?
Yeah.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, it's me and Brandon and Aiden, and we're always at, like, we're always posting about the shows we're at.
I see Brandon when we went to the Mr. Goodbar.
Yeah, he was at Disney. Him and Sarah went to Disney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was seeing all their pictures from fucking Disney. I'm like, dude, I've never been to Disney. He's like, oh man, I went on this ride. It's a new ride, and I'm like, dude, I've never been on the old rides, let alone the new rides. Like,
Brandon's a good man.
I love Brandon. He's a good dude, man. I'm so glad I'm friends with him. Like, and
He's so chill.
I've got him, I've gotten him rides to and from shows that he was trying to get to as well. Like a couple of shows in Rochester, or like home from Darien Lake from Warped Tour one time because like his ride bailed on him. He's like, I don't know how I'm going to get home. I'm like, I'm riding with Meredith. I'm like, can we give my buddy a ride home? He's just talking up to us about the Abrupters the whole way home. Or not the Abrupters, the Interrupters, who I had just seen for the first time because he was over watching them. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm watching the Interrupters, man. They're such a good band. They're playing on the big stage. I'm like, all right, I'm coming over. Just came over and hung out with him, watched the Interrupters. It was the first time I ever saw them or heard of them. And I'm like, went home and listened to all their fucking albums on like YouTube Music, and then I got them all on vinyl, and anytime they release something new, I'm pre-ordering. Like, they're one of my favorite bands. Saw them with Brian one time. I know you haven't seen them yet. We will make sure that happens. Brian and I saw them. They were with Rat Boy and Masked Intruder. And Masked Intruder is just a fan-fucking-tastic band. Brian fucking loved that band. Like, was always joking around at practice about, with some of their shit, like, oh, this song's about being violated. It's called Violated. Always talking about, I got my purple grooves going when he'd catch a bass groove and just fucking get into it, like, yeah, dude. And like Purple ended up becoming the fucking bass player for the guitar player for the Bomb Pops after Polly left. So, and like, as soon as I heard that announcement, I'm like, oh shit, I wish I could tell Brian this. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss him.
I always find myself talking about him to people. Like, I was talking to Allie Burns earlier, who's a great singer-songwriter out of Erie. Plays a lot of shows up here. She just played with LFO in O-Town a couple of weeks back. The same night as Music is Art, actually. But I'm talking to her, and I mentioned, she was like, oh, I'm sending you a t-shirt, I'm sorry for the floral packaging. And I was like, look, after my best friend died, and we had the tribute show for him, I had some stuff to send to his sister and his best friend, and I sent them those things in Dollar Shave Club boxes. So I'm okay with the floral packaging. So, and she's, oh, I'm so sorry, that's gotta be hard. I'm like, yeah, it was, but, the best I can do is honor, do what I can to honor his memory and keep him alive, in my memory. And, we got him up, he's right behind us on the podcast. You can see him there, and he's up there. I got the Roddy Piper They Live figure up there because it was the last movie he ever told me to watch. So
the album cover.
Album cover, yeah. Can't believe it's just you and me on that album cover now, man. Just you and me.
You're the only OG in the band. Well,
yeah. I mean, Steve was gone before that album, though.
So I guess it's falls count anywhere. It's just me versus you.
I guess.
No tag partners, no tag team.
I mean, Katie's still alive, so
yeah, of course. Katie,
she could still be in my corner.
Katie is still part of the Living Brain Dead family.
You got Brian in the way of like Eddie Guerrero has, Rey Mysterio has Eddie Guerrero.
Yes,
yeah.
Brian and Katie forever Living Brain Dead family.
Absolutely. That's why we got that legacy chat going with all the old members except for Steve, because Steve, like, just as soon as he was out of the band, he left the chat. Like, okay, dude. But yeah, we got that. We have two different group chats now. We got me, you, and Joe, and we've got me, you, Joe, Katie, Ryan. Yep. So, but we're gonna get out of here. We got one more song to play. It is from my friends in Eyes of the Blind, Mr. Andrew Abdal, friend of the show. Actually, the whole band's been on the show. Performing Saturday at Mr. Good Bar. That's at 1110 Elmwood Avenue. We were just talking all this shit about Good Bar, and we're plugging a show. Hopefully they get Smidge.
Smidge.
Saturday at Mr. Good Bar, 1110 Elmwood Avenue with Pale Hell, Assault on 5th, and Greta Moir. That's at 8 p.m. doors, $10, 21 and up with your ID. I would imagine that's upstairs. And this is Eyes of the Blind. This song is called Bleeding. And we will see you next week right here on the ThinkSoJoE Show.